Hello, my name is Rebecca DeMayo. I'm 30 years old and currently 34 weeks pregnant with my first child. I'm in my second year of online study while also working full time to help me achieve my goal of completing my Bachelor of Primary Education. Today I will be discussing Solenopsis invicta, also known as a red imported fire ant. The red imported fire ant, an introduced pest in Australia, is a native to the South American countries of Brazil, Paraguay, Uruguay, and Argentina. It was believed that they were first introduced in 2001 to Brisbane, Queensland, Australia, where they were detected after receiving a shipping container from the United States of America. The research focus is on the red imported fire ants in Australia, the threat that they pose to the native fauna and flora, and what is being done to eradicate them. All of the research has been compiled from the internet. I have used Google and Bing search engines, along with Google Scholar and the Curtin University Library to gather websites and resources with credible substance and information on the topic. Most of the information has been based from the Queensland Government Department of Agriculture and Fisheries website. I have then been using other resources such as the Invasive Species Council and Maloney and Vanderwood's article on the red imported fire ant to strengthen or challenge the original findings. Due to the red imported fire ant only infesting 2 states in Australia, there is not a vast amount of information that is available on the topic, which has made researching this more difficult and rewarding. My key findings have been focused around my 3 research questions, which are: how has the introduction of the red imported fire ants affected the Australian environment? What is Australia doing to eradicate and stop the spread of the red imported fire ants? And what will happen if Australia fails in its attempts to stop them? I have found that there is a considerable amount of information from the government websites discussing surveillance, treatment, containment, and the eradication of the red imported fire ants. This is due to the damage that they have already inflicted on the environment. The information includes how to identify and report them in your area, upload photos, and provide descriptions via online and paper forms. In relation to the environmental effects, Maloney and Vanderwood describe the damage red imported fire ants have on the Australian environment. In particular, the native wildlife, such as ants, birds, reptiles, and amphibians that become their prey, along with how they destroy Australia's flora. The hardest question to find sources on is what will happen to Australia if we do not eradicate the red imported fire ant. I think this is due to the fact that the question is posed in the future. It can only be theorised. The Invasive Species Council provides some information on how the environment, health, lifestyle, and economy may be affected. However, there does not seem to be any credible research information into how this may actually pan out. This question is where I need to focus my research to gather more credible sources and information. My last slide demonstrates how my problem connects to the Australian curriculum. I have chosen 2 different year levels where this problem would be applicable as a study within the classroom. First is in a Year 6 class where students identify, plan, and apply the elements of scientific investigations to answer questions and solve the problems. This would be similar to the project, using inquiry to plan and investigate the problem questions. Instead of focusing on a lot of different questions, children can break into groups and each group only focus on one question. They then gather their findings and present their answers to the class. The other year level is a Year 4 class. Students learn to understand and learn about the biology of the red imported fire ant. From there, they can learn how they affect the ecosystem and the predator-prey relationship on Australia's environment. I hope that you've enjoyed this presentation and it has given you all a better understanding on my research of the red imported fire ant and my preliminary findings. Thank you.